Welcome back to Farming Simulator 2017 with the Rude Man. We are back in Robillard Flats, and we're going to do some farming. Now I'm going to run through my equipment like I usually do to figure out what the hell I was doing in the last episode. So let's do that. Wasn't doing any of that, I'll tell you that right now. No logging. I haven't done any logging yet. Haven't had a need to yet, so... Okay, let's just see what we got going here. He's sitting there doing nothing. Helicopter's doing nothing. What's this guy doing? Is he ready to go? He might be ready to work. Let's see. Let's run over to the front of the farmhouse here. Get him to work. Alright, there he goes. I don't know what to do with this guy. I really don't. Just haven't figured it out yet. What were we doing here? I must have been picking fuel up for something, so let's go back to the farm with this. What did I need fuel for? I must have been working on something that I needed fuel for. Man, I got some lag. I'm on the new PC, and I've been working on it. It's higher end than the one I had before in the graphics card. I've got a 1080 for the Win TI in this one. And I've adjusted about all I could do in the computer itself to try to make this game work on a high-end PC. Whoa! He got a little overexcited there. Well, while we're here, let's get him working, I guess. What was he doing? He was doing canola. Was he doing it by a courseplay route? No, obviously not, because he said on transportation. Now that's not completely right, though, because what I did was I pulled everything over from the other computer to put on the new PC, the new Threadripper, and so some stuff didn't come over exactly like it was. Like the course play routes. So, whoops. I guess you got to turn it on, don't you? There we go. I'm just going to finish this out manually. Field number 1. I don't recall how many fields I own. I'll have to take a look. Robillard's fairly new. This is only the 10th episode. So that's not a whole lot of time, you know, as far as building up money and buying fields and getting animals going and getting crops harvested and reseeded, stuff like that. What was that? Farm silo was what? I missed that. Now I'm going to have to take a couple swipes on the end here, looks like. So I mentioned this in the last episode I did of what's that other map? Canadian Ultimate. That was the first time I recorded Farm Sim on the new PC, and it's a well-known fact that Giant claims that they know about the high-end computers not running Farm Sim very well. There's an FPS problem. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. I understand it. As I said in the last episode I did when I talked about it, I'm not going to go into it in great detail, but anyway, I understand because there's a lot of people that don't have high-end PCs. So when you develop a game, you need to make sure it runs on everybody's PC, or you'd like to. So you've got the lowest and the highest common denominator. You try to find a place in the middle, and I just ran out of. So I'm going to zip this up and see what we can do about that. Anyway, so it's a known problem that it doesn't run well on high-end PCs, and I tried everything I could do. There's some things you can go into and adjust your graphics card, that kind of stuff. Where's this one at now? Okay, he's still got his course. Let's get him started. Where's his start at? Or was that his start? I don't think it was. I think it's down the other corner. I think it's down here. Anyway, I did everything I could. The main thing is that you have to remember is, let's say you had a medium to low end PC, and you see some of the maps that I play that are huge, and they're just full of trees, and they're full of animals, and they're full of equipment. I've got 5, 6, 7 combines running. That takes a pretty good sized computer. Okay, let's get this thing lined up here. Alright, moving on. What's this guy doing? He's got crop in him. Oh, he's working. He's a working man. Well, let's mosey him around. Give him a job to do. I don't think there was a course running here. I don't think. There could have been. I'm just going to hire a worker and see what happens. Wait a minute. Go back. Chris Hamlet didn't want to do that. There he goes. Who's working it? Pat Pearson. Is this the... Oh. Oh. Where was he working? 34. This is not my field. This isn't my field. So why is he sitting out here? Maybe he got stuck in the mud. I think he's working this guy here. Field number 32. So, do I have a course for field number 32? I don't think I do. 32 plow harvest. I don't. I'm not going to make one right now. I'll just wait till he needs to be emptied and we'll just come and get it. It's a small field. And let's move on. What was he doing? Sitting there doing nothing. He's sitting there doing nothing. Alright, I think I ran through everything. I need to get my pickup truck, that one, and get it over to whoever was seeding. Who was seeding? Doggone it, I don't recall. Who was seeding? What field was being seeded? Oh boy, was it field number 1? It's not field number 32, I know that. So it's either field 1 or 2, or 37, or 5, or 4. I don't know. Let's just see if we can find our tractor. There's an easier way to do it. This one's plowed. Alright, he's in field 1. Okay, so I was close. Well, anyway, I was mentioning that some of these new maps like this that have all the production, if you've got a medium to a low end computer, you have a lot of times a struggle trying to run these big maps like this because there's just so much stuff on it. It just eats up your power, your computing power, and your graphical power, and that kind of power stuff. It just eats it up. And if it's an unclean, if it's a map or a mod that's not clean, you may use it on your farm and you may think it's a great mod, but it could be dirty and it could cause some problems and you're just not noticing them. You get enough of those in there, you're going to start noticing things. But that's why, do you remember the Welker farms? They kept saying, when's the Welker farm coming out? When's the Welker farm coming out? And it took them forever to get it out because they were trying to put it on all the consoles. And if you were a modder and you try to do things, a lot of the modders won't go to the consoles because they will not. The Giant won't take them if they're not completely, air free, and if they don't do it right, they can't get rid of the airs. So when you're running a map like this, you're kind of expecting to have some glitchy things, some FPS and spikes and lags and that kind of issues. And then add beyond the size and shape of the map and all the stuff that's on the map, then you've got all these mods running, and every single mod could be a little bit dirty. You don't know unless you go through them, but I don't take time to do that. Now see, it's interesting. This map, I'm telling a little bit more of the FPS drops and the lagging than I did in Canada Ultimate 10. I'm getting more on this map than I got on it. You can see the graphic is kind of catching and jerking and that kind of thing. I didn't have a lot of that in the Canada map, but I'm finding it here on this one. And it could be the mod I'm driving. It might not be the map. It could be a combination of both. But as I said before, maybe not in this playthrough, but in the last episode that I recorded, I talked about it in a little bit more depth. As I said before, we got a couple of months and the new game's coming out, and who's going to care? I won't, because I probably never play this game again after the new one comes out. That's what happened in 2015. 2013, I shut it down, never started it up again. 2015, I played for a week or two because I had a map that I was trying to finish out. And then I actually unloaded the thing off the computer. Don't even have it loaded anymore. I'm guessing what I'll do with this is probably archive the mods that I use. Well, I've already got them archived. And delete everything off the computer. You can always reload the game. If you've got everything archived, you've got the maps, you've got the mods. It wouldn't be too hard to start it up again. Grasshopper has finished his work. Which one? Doesn't say, does it? Right, so let's see, we're on field number 31. Does it need to be plowed? Now would be the time to find out. I'm thinking. I'm a-thinking. Nope, it's fine. Okay, so we got 1 is seeded, 2 needs seeded. I think we're into seeding. I think we are. And I think I'm going to do canola on the whole damn thing. I think that's what I'm going to do. Maybe not. Let me look. What's going on with crops here? All right, I got a tiny little bit of wheat. I got a little bit of barley. I got canola, not a lot, a little bit. Sunflowers. I don't have any soybeans, but I tell you what, I think. Now, wait a minute. I've got a few sugar cane. What did I do with sugar cane? Huh. Do I want to mess with sugar cane? Do I have? I don't think I do. But I tell you what, I'm going to probably go canola with this harvest, and maybe soybeans with the next one. I could maybe half and half it right now. I could. Oh, decisions. Let's go up here, do another canola. Do I have a course seeding on field number 2? Field number 2. Field number 2, straw and straw. I don't have a seeding. Alright, fine. I get 9 episodes and I don't have any course play routes? Did I just hire a worker to do this? I could have. I don't know what it looks like on the other end. I guess I could check and see what it looks like on the other end. If there's enough room. There might be enough room for that thing to turn around here. It's hard to say. It's pretty wide. And I might have to err on the side of caution. What happened over here? Okay, this got seeded. But did I have a course? I don't recall. I don't think I did. Did I? I don't know, because like I said, I ported this over from my other PC. And I might have had a course done over there, and I don't have one here. And that field over there was already almost done when I ported everything over. So it could have been I had a course there. Let me make one. What the heck? It won't take long. Just be a minute here. We're going to do field number 2. 36 meters. We're going to start in the southeast. Starting direction. I'm going to be going north, so I'm going to manually put it in. And I think I'm going to do one headland. Call it quits at that. Generate the course. Save the course. Field ought to seed. And then let's back her up. Okay, here we go. Drive the course. Oh, where's it going? Where are you going? Oh, it starts the other way. Oh, shoot. Should have looked at that. I didn't look at the arrow on the end of the course. I should have, and I didn't. Okay, there you go, big bud. I'll let you take it over from here. So I've been out of it for a couple of weeks, and I missed a couple of live streams in August. What is it, September? Yeah, 1st of September. It's middle September now. I missed a couple of live streams because I was not well. And so today I'm going to do my first live stream, and I'm going to do my first live stream on the new Threadripper. So I hope I got everything set up right. I'm hoping that I use XSplit. I pay a contract to use XSplit. I can't remember what kind of contract I signed for. I think I signed for a 3-year contract. I can't recall. Not a big live streamer, so I didn't want to, spend and buy the lifetime one. You can buy a lifetime one, but it costs a lot of money. And so I think I just went with the 2 or 3 year one. I don't recall. I think it was a 3-year one. And then they'll send me offers all the time. Once you do that, they'll send you an offer that, hey, since you're already using it, we'll give you a really good deal if you want to go lifetime. Before that, the lifetime's like hundreds of dollars. And, you know, it's a lot of money to pay for streaming when you can use OBS for free. I like XSplit better, but tell you what, when I went to decide, I used OBS to begin with. For those of you who don't know, OBS and XSplit are a software program that you stream with if you do live streams. OBS is free, and XSplit is professionally made and costs money. So the question was, you know, which one is better? And every single review that I saw, they would compare them. They would review them each. They would go all the way through it. And every single one at the end would said, OBS is the better one. Now, if it stopped right there, you would think that, well, they tested it and it's actually better. It performs better, is what you would get out of that. But no, because the caveat is, the reason it's better is because it's free. Every single one, you know, would come up with, well, you know, this one's free, so I'd go with this one. So, I don't know. I went by what I used. I used both of them, and I like this one better. So there you go. That's what I use. Not that I'm a big live streamer, but let me get this guy to... Now, what the heck? Oh, I was looking at the fertilizer down there. I thought, I'm sure going through the stuff here. I tell you what, this cedar here, I modded a little bit. It holds a little bit more seeds than normal. But I didn't go hog wild on it because I didn't want it to be too far out of reality. So I didn't go too crazy with it. But there's a farm that I was playing. It's a Texas farm. The fields were so big. One field on it was as big as a normal map. Just one field. And you'd run a third of the way down the field on the first trip down the field and be out of seeds. So I went in and boosted that sucker up as high as I could get. Well, I didn't go as high as I could go, but I boosted it up quite high. But I only unmapped. I didn't use it on any of these. Now see, look, he always misses that spot over there. For some reason, when he comes back on that first run, he doesn't lay any seed down till he gets to the end of the field. Then he lays a little bit of patch, like about 10 yards. So I always have to come back and clean that one spot up. Isn't that weird? Yeah, it's the little things in life. What else have I got to do? You know what I mean? Oh, grass guy's working. Kevin Stahl's just hauling grass to beat the band. Uh-oh. I neglected my job here. Well, now see, whoa, don't do that. Do this. Worked out okay. Remember, I didn't have a course going for that truck. Well, evidently I didn't need one. Field isn't big enough to bin of product. And look, I do have some soybeans. So I did have some soybeans growing. I didn't have full harvest of them, but one field anyway. What's next? What is this? This is field 32. See, now this was the field I was thinking about maybe doing sugarcane on. Small field. Just a small field, because sugarcane you get 3 harvests out of. Now, what's this field up here? I said, never mind. This was the field that, oh, I couldn't see it. It's field 33. This is my sugarcane field. Okay, I got it. I remember now. Stupid me playing 20 maps. Let me go get that grain. Bring it home. Bring it on home. The rolling hills of now look, this is crazy. The rolling hills of Robillard Flats. Does that make any sense? I mean, if you look at these fields, they do. There's some of them that are really hilly. I didn't think about that until I just said it that way. The rolling hills of Robillard Flats. You know what? I'm getting a little bit of FPS drop, a little bit of jerkiness, rubber banding, whatever you want to call it. And I remember getting this when I first started FS17 on my other computer. And I worked on it, and got it working actually pretty well to where I didn't notice it much. I'm not going to do it with this one because, like I said, new game coming out here in a couple of months. Why go through the effort? I can live with it. It's my own fault for having so many mods and so many big maps. I mean, these new maps that we've been playing, they are so full of production. It's unbelievable. Okay, we're ready for the next field. I'm just going to pull this thing right in here for now. I don't want to run over that cat. Look at that cat's floating right off the ground. Look at that. That ain't right. That looks like that cat that used to be in that TV show where the little girl was a witch. Can't think of the name of it. Something the Teenage Witch. Sabrina, the Teenage Witch. She had a cat like that just floating around. Some kind of a wizard that turned into a cat or something. I don't know what it was. It was a kid's show. Right, I still don't know what I was doing with that fuel. Why did I have the need for fuel? What was I doing? I was fueling some piece of equipment, obviously. Oh, crap-a-doodle-doo. What's going on here? Oh, wait a minute. Is this stuff growing that friggin' fast? That it's growing before I can plant it? What the hell's that all about? By golly, it is. That's crazy. Now I gotta get a seeder on this. So I went through, because I kept buying more equipment, if you know what I mean, on these maps. And I went through and started selling pieces of equipment that I wasn't using. I'll give you an example. Let's say I've got this plow sitting here. Right. Do I need that tractor just sitting here to be ready for when I need the plow? Or can I take the tractor that's pulling the seeder and use it and move it over? Because every piece of equipment that I've got out on this map is taking up, depending where where it's situated. Okay, look where this is setting. This equipment just setting here. All this equipment just setting here. Well, what else is here? All these pigs running around. All that animation that your computer has to render. That's what's causing the FPS, along with the fact that you may have a dirty mod. I've had mods where, swear to God, I'd get in them and the game would just almost shut down. The mod was so bad. Grasshopper slipping. Why is that? Because he's trying to go south again. He's running for the border. Gonna go get me at the Mauler. What's he doing? He's almost full. Where's he supposed to be? Well, that's his field right there. What's he doing out here? Sometimes they get a wanderlust and they just start traveling. Look, there's his path right there. There's the path he took. He mowed it all the way to the road. Isn't that weird? So this is where he left off. So I should be able to pull in here and have him take right over again. I don't know why they do that. Sometimes they just get, like I said, the hiccup and off they go. Crazy. Oh, all right. How's my cedar doing? I should go check on the cedar. So like I was saying, you know, I'm trying to cut down on some of the extra equipment that I've got, and then that should help the FPS and the lag and all that kind of stuff. You know, some of this equipment, like this equipment here, some of this I could actually wait and lease when I had the opportunity to need it. What is this now? Is this? I think this is the. I got better equipment than this now too. I just don't have it in this folder. I think this is the. I keep wanting to say rice. It's sugarcane. I can't get over that. Yeah, I'm losing daylight too. But I think this is the sugarcane harvester. See if I can't get it stuck in the mud here. I love this mud. Look at that. It tickles me. I swear I thought I already had a harvester out here. Now, I do have a regular harvester that does sugarcane that I could use. And I remember saying, why didn't I not seed that area? I'm not going to go redo it, that's for sure. Let me go in here and look at how this is shaking out here. It's still growing, so it's not ready yet. This is over here, but it's only that one patch. I was going to cut it down with a chainsaw. There you go. That works. Cut it down with a chainsaw. Let me go check my cedar, wherever he's at. I want to get this thing seeded as fast as I can because it's growing faster than I can. What in the hell is going on with this grass in the middle of the field? It's kind of like alien. It's an alien grass. It's an alien. Let me shut this thing down so that I can take over from whoever was on there. I saw and it didn't enter my mind when I saw it. The people driving in my game, the people that are farming for me when I hire a worker, those are my patrons. And so I try to point them out when I get to the tractor and figure out who's driving it. I've got a little bit of seed left, so let's see if we can catch this up here. Now I gotta find my pickup truck and refill this thing. Look, there's a little patch right there of alien grass. It's like aliens came down to do a crop circle and left a little bit of alien residue in the field, and you can't get rid of it. No weed killer takes it out. Alright, I'm just going to mosey up to this field. Mosey is a word, I've went over that before. I just made it up, but it's a word. I didn't make it up. They've been saying that for years. Cowboys mosey up to the bar. Cowboys are moseying. Cowboys used to really be outlaws. Cowpuncher, ranch hand was a cowboy, but they didn't call them cowboys. They called a bunch of outlaws cowboys. And it wasn't until later that movies and stuff like that came out that all of a sudden the cowboy was the good guy. Cowboys weren't good guys. The good guys were just farm hands, just ranch hands, cowpunchers, you know, that kind of thing. They weren't called cowboys. Outlaws, they had a group of outlaws, they called them the cowboys. and later it was revised by Hollywood, and all of a sudden cowboys were Roy Rogers and Tex Ritter and all those guys, Gene Autry. They were the cowboys now. The bad guys just wore black hats. Let me see if I can do this the hard way. I don't know if it's hard or easy. Do it without having to wind that thing up. Yeah, see, these earlier when I was talking about mods, and I said you never know if one's dirty. Dirty's probably not the word. It could be, though. Depending on how a person makes a mod or writes a mod, and how they do them, how they, how do they make them correctly? Do they do something wrong? Do they take somebody else's mod and just redo it and not know how to do it? There's a whole bunch of different things. Sometimes the mods, the person doesn't know how to optimize them. And so there's all different kinds of things. So if you call them dirty, I don't know if that's the proper word, but think about this mod right here. Now, if I leave this, let me just shut this down a second here. If I leave this piece of equipment here, I'm talking about the seeder now. If I leave it spread out like this, and I stop my game and I save it, and I shut it down and I come back tomorrow, when I enter this tractor, you saw it earlier, he flies in the air if this thing had been left open. Now, if before I log out, I close this piece of equipment, when I come back in, everything is fine. Well, why does that do that? Because it's not, there's something wrong with the mod. And it just, I'm not criticizing. I know how hard it is to do these mods. I'm not criticizing. There's no way that somebody, that a lot of times these mod makers they're not professional coders. They're not out there writing code every day, that kind of thing. They're doing the best they can, and they do a very good job. There's just sometimes they don't catch something, or it's not optimized right. Or I don't know. I'm not a modder. I used to program, but that was quite a few years ago. It's completely different now than it used to be when I was doing it. But anyway, I've talked about that before. The thing is that I enjoy the mods, even if they don't work properly, even if they've got a little bit of glitches in them, as long as they don't interfere with my gameplay. If they get bad enough that it's not possible to play. Now, you've been watching this whole episode here, and you'll see that sometimes there's a little bit of a lag, a glitch, a jerk. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. We don't always get that. If it gets really bad, where the FPS gets so low that my tractor won't run, then yes, there's a problem, and I'm going to get rid of whatever that is. If the only thing that's wrong with this mod is that when you shut it down and start it back up, it goes flying through the air for a little bit, I can live with that. If it really bothered me, I just make sure I shut it down before I end the episode. So, anyway, here's that. My 2 cents. Let's see. This is Field 31. We need to get rid of the course we already had in there. I don't think that I've got a course for 31, but I can look. No, I don't. I've got a plow one and a harvest one. I need to make some folders, don't I? All right, so let's do one, I guess. Field 31. 36 meters. We're in the, where are we? Southeast. We're in the northeast. So let's fix that. Northeast, we're going to be heading south, opposite of the field behind us, I guess. And I'm going to leave it with one headland. And we're gonna generate. Wow, that generated fast. This must be a small field. And we're gonna save it. Field 31 seed, and let me back out of this. And he's off and running. Okay, he's done. What did I just do? I meant to do that. And I also mean to do that. That gets rid of this junk over here. And then I should put that combine away. We got an empty spot over here. I'm just going to leave it in a mud hole. Bury it up to the hilt. And leave it in the mud. Alright, so we're getting close to nighttime, and I think once we get into nighttime, that sugarcane should be ready to harvest. I'm just going to run through the gamut here and see what else I got left to do. Plowing is done for now. I gotta get rid of that. I'm not gonna use it. It's just too much of a pain in the ass. Let me see. Did I list some compost? I did. So I've got compost. I've got digestate a little bit. Is that what I needed the fuel for? I needed the fuel for something. I needed fuel for doing something. Alright, I got liquid poo-poo in here. What was I doing here? Unload digestate or slurry. I don't know what I put in there. Maybe it was the digestate. And then I put some straw in there and I'll get poo-poo out of it. So, waiting for that, I guess. What else? I needed something. Was it... No, it wasn't that. Wasn't that? What happened to my truck? Oh, it's at the house. Well, I'll figure it out. It's no big deal. I'll get it figured out what I was doing. Something I was doing needed fuel, and I don't think it was here. I think it was some factory or something. So I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna probably... What's that? What's he doing clear out here? And he's empty. I don't know. Why did I leave that out there? Bring him up to the barn here. I don't really have anything to pick up. Let me get my truck. This guy. Get some straw. Since I have slurry or digestate, I think it's digestate that I put in there. Because I wouldn't have a lot of slurry yet. I only just bought the animals. Let me get some straw and put it in with that digestate and make some poo-poo. Why? I don't know. Don't know what I need it for. There was the straw. Got 52 tons of straw. Now see, it's 52 tons in the silo, but it's pounds in the truck. Isn't that weird? 5,424 pounds in the truck. Look out, chickens. Look, they're doing the conga. Or is that the... What's that other song that was so popular that all the stupid politicians were going nuts over? The Macarena. I called it the Macaroni. You remember that? That was so stupid. The song was okay. And what they were doing was okay. They were celebrating. It's kind of like, you know, the in New Orleans, you know, when they do the Mardi Gras. It's kind of that kind of celebrations. And then on the nightly news, they had all these stupid old politicians that could barely get out of their walkers all doing the Macarena. Like, what the hell's wrong with you people? Well, there went my timer. All right, that's a good place to stop, I guess. Let me dump this straw in here, start making some poopaloop. I'll leave the truck here so I can remember what I was doing. Boys can take it all, innit? Didn't quite. I was mistaken. I'm going to end the episode here. Hope you had fun. If you did, give it a like, share it with a friend, subscribe if you have not, and I will see you on the farm in the next episode. In the meantime, happy farming.